I really wish that you would learn that you are the vlogger and the people watching are the viewers. It's not a hard concept to understand, Ken.
Just changed the battery for that camera. It was almost dead. My phone's almost dead. I forgot to plug it in last night to the jackery. The back, what am I down to? 13%. That still lasted probably another couple hours if I didn't videotape or anything.
How many times do we have to remind you, Doofus? This is the digital age. Videotape went the way of the dinosaurs.
With it. Again, I'm shooting everything in 4K now.
Oh, great. Now we're going to have to see your liver spots in 4K, along with your blackheads and your beer belly, gut, and your triple chins. Your neck has completely disappeared, as I pointed out in a previous vlog reaction. 1080p is already bad enough, so, I can't even imagine what 4K is gonna look like.
And everything's going better than the first time I ever tried 4K. I think with those little white cameras, the computers I had back then just could not handle doing 4K. It took forever for the computers to transcode and render and edit, and you're moving things around. It was slow. Now with this laptop that I've had for just over a year now, with the M2 chip in it and the extra hard drive space and the extra RAM, I kind of like jacked up the power of that, and it's screaming fast.
Oh yeah, Ken? Is your overpriced piece of shit MacBook Pro screaming fast because you upgraded the RAM and the hard drive? Yeah, because the hard drive's really going to make a huge difference when it comes to encoding and transcoding and editing a video. Everybody knows that the hard drive is the main thing that drives the computer. What a fucking doofus. He thinks that he knows computers, but he doesn't. And because he wants to be hip and cool and make it look like he's kind of a fashion statement, he goes out and buys the overpriced Apple products because he thinks that they're somehow better. But they're just overpriced garbage. Yes, some of their software is better. Most people say that their operating system kind of beats out Windows in a lot of respects. But again, not at the price that you're paying. You can put together a PC that is so much faster, so much better, and will last you many, many, many years compared to a Mac. And you can get that for half the cost or less.
And so I've attempted to shoot a few things recently, and I think I was shooting everything with this in 1080, but everything with this with my iPhone in 4K.
Hey Ken, what are the dimensions of 1080p and 4K? Something tells me that you're going to fuck one or both of them up.
It's almost 8 o'clock, 7:57, and I grabbed a latte. Always forget to reorganize. There we go. See, when you're shooting videos all the time, I'm always aware of where the logo is. Again, back in the day when I would shoot something, I'd get home and edit it. I'm like, dude, like the whole time the logo is like facing away from the camera. It should be facing towards the camera. Just like little things like that you notice and experience, and then try to correct them as you move forward through your YouTube career. It's called.
If I didn't know any better, that hesitation before he said YouTube career was him questioning whether or not he should say that. If that is all that you have learned over your 14 plus years on this platform, is to make sure to turn a cup or a bag with a logo pointed at the camera, then oh boy, it's no wonder that your channel has been so stagnant over the years.
That is so good. So yesterday, started the van up, no problem. Realized as I laughed, it wasn't in limp mode.
Aww, why wasn't there an ooh la la there, Ken? Limp, limp, limp. Though I guess Rusty takes after you, eh, Mr. Limp Dick?
And got all the way down here, and it was like driving the old Rusty again. But I got there, did my stealth camp, ate a whole chicken.
I'm trying to lose weight, people. This year, I'm gonna get under 200 pounds, people. Cause I wanna be in Wonderland, people. I only eat once a day, people. I only eat until I'm satiated, people. I only eat for 2 hours a day, people. Cause I intermittent fast, people. I tell lies to all my viewers to make them think that I'm a healthy guy, people. Those are all truthful statements of things that Ken has essentially said on his vlog channel and the main channel. But because we throw it back at him in our reactions, he says that we're just being hateful. Kudos to you, Ken, for being a hypocritical, compulsive liar. Oh, and Ken, I noticed something the other day and asked, and no one seemed to have an answer, but how come you don't mention Element anymore? Could that be because you lost your ability to get freebies as an affiliate, so you don't want to mention it anymore because, well, you're not going to pay for that garbage, right? Right? Because you're not getting anything out of it. Heaven forbid you advertise it on your channel. You had to make an entire vlog video to demonstrate or try and explain how you're not a shill or a sellout. But we all know that you are, because if you were given the opportunity to get money or some sort of affiliation from, say, a drug company that was trying to pander erection pills or enlargement pills, you would sell it or put it on your channel without hesitation. I bet you were really hoping that Magic Spoon was going to give you a sponsorship deal. I mean, they gave so many other people in this niche that opportunity, but I guess you're not big enough for them.
Can't believe I ate the whole chicken. It was a lot of food, man. One of those breasts was too much food.
See? You know that you're eating way too much food. But then you blame it on having to do these ridiculous videos and blame it on your viewers as being the ones responsible for making you do it. You are basically your own enabler. That's how it is. You enable yourself by making up the excuse that you have to do this for your YouTube channel and for your viewers. When you don't, you could easily go out and pick healthier meals at more interesting restaurants that offer that sort of fare, but you don't because you are afraid, or you know from trying it in the past, that you don't get as much money because you don't get as many views. And that just makes you a giant sellout too, because you pander to the lowest common denominator in this instance, which is fast food and gluttony. If you are willing to put your health at risk and your longevity, all to make a few bucks in the short term, then I really do feel sorry for you.
And I ate 2 of those breasts, plus 2 legs, 2 thighs, wings.
Ken, we've already told you before, a leg of chicken is the drum plus the thigh. So what you just said was that you ate a whole chicken plus you ate 2 extra thighs. Because you said that you had 2 legs, 2 breasts, 2 thighs, and the wings. When you go into a restaurant and you are presented with a leg of chicken or a quarter chicken, what do you get? You get a leg, which is a thigh and a drumstick.
Killer. Now it's doing the limp mode again, and but again, I'm on these back roads, and then when there's no cars around, I just go. So, see, when it does that thud.
You know the vehicle is not really in an operational mode, but yet you want to make money and film in it before you get rid of the piece of shit. So what do? You drive it anyways because you don't care if you get into an accident or that you impede other people, because it's all about your YouTube video. And now I bet with you bringing up Rusty in the vlog channel videos again and driving it now, you're probably going to start making all the whining about how you want to fix it, but it's gonna cost this, or it might cost that, and you don't want to spend the money, so why bother? And then you're probably hoping deep down somebody is willing to pony up the cash from your viewership to fix it. You are the man-child that cried cheeseburger.
I know it's not going to be good. Well, got to get home, so we will wing it. Hopefully nobody's around. If they are, just move off the road. Let them go by. See that? It was so nice yesterday when it went into normal gears, and I was doing 80 along here because it's 80. When you're in this limp mode, if you're not revving the engine, I can do 50 no problem. But if I get up to 60, then my RPMs get up at around 3,000. Yeah, it's 3 degrees Celsius out, so it's kind of chilly. I forgot all my clothes, all my change of clothes. I packed everything, put it on the bed, and I had to because I haven't used this vehicle in so long that there's a lot of things that were not in here anymore, and they were in moose. And so I had to scavenge moose and or sit in here and what am I missing, and then sit in the back and look around and, oh, okay, I need my thermostat, I need my lights, I need this, I need that. So I had to get all that stuff out, and then I forgot my clothes. So I'm wearing the same clothes as I did yesterday. I slept in these, and now I'm wearing them again. Ew. Ew. I really wanted my hoodie while I was sleeping last night. The hoodies are the best because you put this hat on, pull it down over your nose, and then you put the hoodie over top of that, and your whole head, neck, ears, face, everything is warm.
But Ken, you don't have a neck anymore. It's been overtaken by your triple, quadruple chins. I'm sure you did fine. You have enough blubber around your body to keep you super toasty warm. Not to mention all the flatulence that was probably going on. So you could easily Dutch oven yourself, pal.
I can't remember off the top of my head who did the movie suggestion, but they suggested that I watch Home Alone. No, sorry, Uncle Buck.
Damn, Ken, you only watched the movie the night before, And you can't remember that you watched Uncle Buck and not Home Alone? If that ain't cognitive decline, then boy, you got other problems to worry about.
The reason I said Home Alone, because Macaulay Culkin, that was the movie that John Hughes shot.
John Hughes did not shoot the movie Home Alone, you doofus. He only wrote and produced it. It was Christopher Columbus who directed it. You aren't a movie buff, so don't try and yabber on about that, because that is just another thing on your channel that will make you look like a friggin' moron.
And then realized, oh, that would be a good movie, making a kid stay home alone. And so watched that movie last night.
No, Ken, we just established that you did not watch Home Alone or that movie, as you just said last night. You weren't talking about Uncle Buck. You were talking about Home Alone now. So when you say that movie, after talking about Home Alone, you are saying that that was the movie that you watched. Do you not know how to speak the English language? You constantly harp on your channel and disparage the individuals that you run into that speak English as a second language, yet they can actually speak it better than you.
And I wanted to go to bed somewhat early, but I ended up watching some TikTok after the movie, and all of a sudden it was like 12:45.
I'd be a little scared to see Ken's TikTok watch history, because I can only imagine what depravity he might get up to on there. Middle-aged man, most likely looking at teenagers, or tweens. That's not me making a far stretch or a giant leap. We all know how Ken likes to hang out with much, much, much younger crowds, because he wants to try and be hip and cool still, even though he's nearly 60 years old. He's that creepy guy that parents don't want hanging around their kids. I mean, come on. The guy spends his time living and sleeping, allegedly, in the back of a minivan and a shackmobile, aka the Sprinter, in parking lots while gorging himself on food. If that's not the weird individual that you don't want your kids to be around, then I really don't know who fits that description.
First off, I am 35 years old. I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river. You're gonna be doing a lot of doobie rolling when you're living in a van down by the river.
And then I had to set my GoPro up to do the nighttime lapse.
Oh, you mean to make it look like you're actually sleeping in the back of Rusty in the parking lot of a Swiss Chalet Harvey's hybrid? Yeah, Ken. Totally believable.
Anyway, again, Uncle Buck is one of my probably top 100 movies. It's up there.
Oh yeah, Ken? It's in your top 100, probably? Yeah? Really? It's so up there, eh? Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. That's hilarious. I'd love to see Ken actually take the time to write out a list of his top 100 movies, just to see what sort of crap he has on there. Because something tells me that the majority of them are gonna be horrible. We all know he has horrible taste when it comes to food, that he thinks fast food is gourmet, and that gourmet is garbage. So that would be really interesting to me. I like to consider myself a bit of a film buff. I by no means would consider myself an expert, but I know a hell of a lot more than KDDE does.
Big time, because of John Candy and just the writing of that. Fantastic movie. If you've never seen Uncle Buck, please do yourself a favor. Watch it, find it on a streaming service. See if you can find it in an old VHS bin.
Why would you tell someone to try and find it in an old VHS bin? Places don't sell VHS anymore unless you are at a thrift shop. Yeah, I'm totally gonna walk into a Walmart and rummage around in a non-existent VHS bin, Ken. And why would the movie Uncle Buck that you claim to be in your top 100 really far up there? Why would you say that it's in a bargain bin, eh? Like, that's a really disparaging thing to say about such a beloved comedy. Hey, Ken, you want to think that you're such a movie buff. For the movie Uncle Buck, besides Macaulay Culkin and John Candy, name just one other actor that appeared in the movie. Just one. Actor or actress.
And add that to your library, because it's one of those movies that you can watch every year. And the reason I chose that one, number one, I haven't seen it in a long time. Number two, 25 people thumbs up that person's comment. So that helps me decide what movie to watch in the next video.
I gotta admit, I don't think I give a fuck.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Who the fuck cares?
Who fucking cares?
So I went to a mechanic yesterday, showed him the code that we were getting. This is, I think, the third mechanic who I talked to about this code thing, and it's a sensor, but they usually have to pull apart your transmission to get to the sensor, apparently. Again, I'm not a mechanic. I don't know these things.
Really, Ken, the only things in life that you seem to know are how to get drunk, how to grift money off gullible people, and how to gorge yourself on really shitty fast food. Oh, and I guess you know how to gain weight and turn food into sex jokes. But here we go with the prelude into your begging without begging for money to fix your piece of crap van that you didn't need in the first place. Can you honestly say that you've made more money out of your stealth camping nonsense with Rusty than that piece of crap lemon of a van cost you in the long run? Something tells me that you've spent more money on that van than it brought in.
But apparently the sensor is like $100 part, but the labor and the time, the mechanic that I usually take it to, another mechanic, and a third mechanic, they all say, you know, how many kilometers are on it? Well, it's 345,000 kilometers are on this. I think we bought it when it just had 300,000. So in the 3 years, is it 3 years? 3 years that we've had Rusty, we've put on 45,000 kilometers on him. So you guys have been on those trips with me. Thank you.
And that's all you're ever gonna get from Ken Domick. A very simple thank you for filling his pocket with money. Now, I know that doesn't apply to all of his remaining loyal fans. That just goes to the ones that shell out a minimum of $5 a month to be a channel member or whatever he charges for his Patreon. It is a totally insincere thank you. I don't really feel that Ken is ever sincere with anything he says. That's not me being mean. That's just me saying it how it is. He's demonstrated this in the past when he has lashed out at people that actually give him money for asking a question. If you look at his comment section, now that he seems, after years and years and years of of going and removing all the, what he calls negativity, you'll see that if he takes some sort of offense to something that somebody asks or mentions, he may respond, and you can just see that it's very passive-aggressive. I know that passive-aggressive is something that I constantly say in response to how Ken deals with any sort of confrontational issue, but that's because that's just how he generally responds, in a very passive-aggressive nature. He'll act like he's being nice and cordial and friendly, but he will say things in such a way that it's backhanded.
But they say if they're going to do all that work, they might as well put in a new tranny. But I don't want a new. If they can somehow find a refurbished transmission, then I'd do it. I'm not going to put a brand new transmission in this vehicle and only use it for like another 6 months to a year. I don't know. I'd like to use it for longer, but it's a crazy little dilemma in my head.
Now, I'm not a car guy either, so you can take what I say with a grain of salt. And as I said, the odd time I will explain things because I'm willing to help you out, essentially. When it comes to transmissions, you essentially have three options: new, used, or rebuilt / remanufactured. Pricing can range wildly between all three, but while a used transmission can usually be the cheaper option, it's usually the less desirable one because you have no idea really what the history of the used transmission is. So you could end up buying a lemon of a part and be right back where you were a month later, because a lot of them will not come with a warranty, or the warranty might only be good for, let's say, 30 days. I know that you probably don't want my advice, but my advice to you would be taking the rebuilt or remanufactured option, because you might be spending more, but it's going to come with a decent warranty. A lot of places will give you 3 years or like 50,000 miles or somewhere plus or minus. But if Rusty has so many other issues apart from just this transmission issue, then you're probably better off just getting rid of it, because you're just going to continue to sink money into a lemon. So you see, Ken, I'm not a hater. I can give you some useful advice.
I've been looking at pickup trucks as well. That is another option. Get one of those. I'm not sure what I would get, GMC or Ford, but it'd have to be like a 4-door extended cab or extended box at the back, so that I could pimp it out.
Why do you insist on saying pimp it out when you are referring to anything that you want to make improvements on? You're trying way too hard to make yourself seem young, hip, and cool. It does not come off the way that you think it does. And why would you even consider a pickup truck for your stealth camping? You realize that it's not going to be as insulated as a minivan. Pickup trucks are also much more expensive than minivans. So you constantly saying that you don't have money for all your vehicle issues, and you're considering a pickup truck, which, as I said, is much more expensive, which means even fixing them is going to be much more costly. is the most asinine idea possible. I really don't think you make any logical research when you are trying to decide on major purchases. But hey, it's your money, and you can be the one to deal with any sort of buyer's remorse or regret later on.
And put as much stuff as I could in it. I'd want to get like a box on the back that has a bit of a higher roof to it. So yesterday I got a bunch of my editing done, and then I kind of hung out with Carol for a bit, knowing that I was going to go and do a stealth camp. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it Tuesday to Wednesday or Wednesday to Thursday. You know, I do have my live show I have to do on Wednesday afternoon, so...
Oh, you mean the pain in the ass live shows that you do for your members that for a while you were MIA from. The ones where you constantly check the clock to see how many more minutes you have to sit there looking bored and just reading back what everybody says. The ones that you now will listen to copyrighted music on and will dirty delete as soon as it finishes because you don't make money off of the replays, so why bother leaving it up for the people that aren't able to make it when it's live? The whole premise was that you would leave it up for a week or so after doing it so that people could watch it at their leisure.
And then Carl is coming on Thursday to hopefully finish the last 2 crappy shows.
Well, isn't that nice? The last 2 crappy shows. That just sounds brilliant. Does Carl watch your vlog channel? Does he know that you refer to his show as crappy? I mean, we say that your videos are crappy, and what happens? You just say that we're haters because we don't like what you put on the internet.
And then Friday we might be going up to the cottage and opening it up for my mom and my sister, and probably be just Carol and I. It's not going to be a very nice weekend, but every year I want to open my cottage up in April, and every year I want to open up the cottage in April and get it all organized and stuff so that my mom and sister, when they just come up, they don't have to do anything, and they don't have to at least worry about all that stuff, and they can just walk in, water's on, hydro's on, everything's working. But almost every single year in the last 5 years, something has come up, either something at home, something with work, and I can't get down there until May sometime, and so we lose many weekends of our cottage season. And so I try to get it, that's why I try really hard to get up there to open it up before May, so that we have all of May, all of June, July, August, September, October. And yeah, every weekend is precious, and so I want as many of those weekends as I can.
Blah, 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 blah. You just really like to hear yourself talk, don't you, Ken? Oh, you have precious weekends. They're all so precious to you. But I wonder how many you actually remember. Because we all know that you like to go up to the cottage and drink yourself silly, right? So I guess you want to go up there and polish a turd. Because that's basically what it sounds like to me, that you're going to go clean up your crappy cottage before your mama and your sister get to go. Man, sounds like they've got you whipped. Did your sister used to bully you when you guys were kids, Ken?
And I also like to blow.
I bet you do, Ken. I bet you do.
The leaves, especially off the gardens, because the gardens, you know, we've gone up mid to late May for the very first time, and all the plants and stuff grow through the leaves, and trying to get the leaves off the gardens once the gardens start to grow is just a real nuisance and pain. But if you can get up there before the plants start growing through them, you can blow the leaves off so quickly. And we have two, there's a mosquito in here.
Easily distracted. Yak, 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 yak. Ooh, mosquito. Yak, 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 yak. Ooh, squirrel. Yak, 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 yak. Ooh, shiny.
We have two backpack leaf blowers. My mom has one, and I have one. Got them. I'm gonna leave them there too, as a reminder to the others to stay away.
That was lame.
Hell.
That was lame.
That was lame.
God, that was lame. Where did you get that?
Whoa! That was lame!
That wasn't fun. That was lame. That was lame. That was lame. That was lame.
Lame. Yeah, we're making a bunch more money. I can't believe it either. Not cool. Totally lame.
Was offensive and lame, so double offensive, and you should just get the hell out of here.
Yeah, when we have two people with the two backpack leaf blowers on, we can do that property in about an hour. It used to take probably it was an all-day, every family member raking job way back in the day before we could afford backpack leaf blowers.
Ken the environmentalist. He's going to protect Mother Earth. Instead of actually getting some exercise and using a rake, he's going to use a gas-powered leaf blower and thus pollute the atmosphere. Honestly, Ken, right now you could actually use the exercise that using a rake and your hands would provide. But we all know how Ken likes to be lazy.
But now that we have them, nobody does raking anymore. I like blowing leaves, so I'm the designated leaf blower. So as you guys have seen probably on some of my videos, I usually start on the roof of the cottage and blow all the leaves off the cottage, out of the gutters, onto the ground, and then start at the top of my driveway and just get them all down. We have a few spots on the property that are always going to be forest, and so we just kind of put the leaves there, and that's how we do it.
So it's lazy on top of lazy. Got it. Rather than bagging all the leaves and debris, you just blow it to an area of the property that you don't give a shit about, and then the wind will blow it off onto someone else's property, and who cares? It's not on your property anymore, right? Boy, I bet your neighbors at the cottage as well as the shack really love you.
I'm also looking forward to sitting on my dock. So we had to loosen up all the anchors of the dock and then tie it to the shore, but it stays out still. And my neighbor told me my dock is still there, so that's a good thing. And so I can't wait to get that back in place and sit on the dock with a nice cold beer.
I'm a beer and wine drinker, but once I start, it's hard for me to stop sometimes.
You're an alcoholic.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what... Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I thought I'd just like to have a good time.
See? All about the beer. Drink, 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 drink. And you wonder why the reaction channels call you a booze hound or an alcoholic? Because you are. You are what is known as a functional alcoholic. Although functional I'm going to use loosely with you, because sometimes you really have no friggin' clue what the hell you're doing in life.
That's pretty much heaven for me. I love visiting other places in the world, but the Cottage is my happy place, and it's only 2 hours away from here. And it's ours. It's the family.
Oh, it's yours, is it? It's not your parents' cottage? It's yours? Wow, I love how you have this sort of entitlement where what's everybody else's is yours. Carol's bacon is your bacon. Carol's French toast is your French toast. Carol's money is your money, etc., etc.
So, anyway, guys, I'm almost home. Thank you very much for hanging out with me on this vlog, this little vlog update. I gotta get busy getting all the stuff done. It's gonna be, the rest of the week is crazy busy.
Yeah, people, Ken is a crazy busy person, don't you know? He never has time for anything besides work and work and work. I guess him sitting around on his fat ass, whether it's at home in the shack, or in the Shackmobile, or in the back of Rusty, watching movies on his laptop, television, or phone is not considered recreational time. That's work, people. Ken is the person that seems to have so much free time on his hands, doing things that isn't work, but yet he claims it's work. That's what is so annoying about people like Ken. People that actually have to bust their asses for 8+ hours a day, who really don't have free time to do things like watch a movie, or go rock climbing, or go for a walk, or whatever the hell it is that he might do all the time. That it just really grinds my gears. Spending 24 hours in your Shackmobile in a restaurant's parking lot eating food is not work. Like, what do you do that entire time? You constantly say that you're watching TikTok or playing, a game on your phone, or yeah, maybe you're editing and that for an hour or two. But it seems like most of the time you're just dicking around in the back of your Shackmobile. But yeah, this is just yet another vlog of him, filming himself talking about the most useless crap as he's driving home from spending the night allegedly in the Swiss Chalet Harvey's parking lot, where he ate an entire chicken the night before, which is something we totally haven't seen him do before, right? Like, he didn't go to Costco several weeks back and do that exact same thing. And now, a day or two after filming this vlog, he had to put out another useless vlog where he's trying to condone his interaction with the employees at the Swiss Chalet, because he got a lot of negative feedback about that in the comment section of his video. But then he posts passive-aggressive responses to people, and then he has to go make a video where he says that he did nothing wrong, and where he doesn't give any sort of apology to those who feel that he was in the wrong. But I'll save that for those respective videos. So, do any of you feel like contributing to the Save Rusty fund? Because Ken doesn't want to use the money in his slush fund to fix Rusty, because that's money he wants to use for trips and vacations. At any rate, I guess that's really all I have to say in this one. Ken just being his usual dumbass self. But until next time, this is KDDE signing out. Have a good one. Be well. And remember, don't be like Ken.
And thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.
The Kendamic Dissemination Expose channel would like to take a moment to thank its loyal KDDE community builders for their support of the channel. If you would like to see the channel continue to grow and offer new and unique content, then please consider hitting that join button. With a little bit of help from a whole lot of people, the sky is the limit on what can be done to combat the scourge of YouTube that is Ken Doofus. The one thing Ken Doofus hates to see is the channel gaining members. For just $1.99 per month, you can really piss Ken Doofus off.